Guys, we got some crucial answers. Some very crucial answers. But there are still more questions that also need to be answered. What is good, YouTube? This is Vortex. I'm back with another RWBY review here of Volume 6, Chapter 3. As always, guys, these review videos and also coming discussion videos right after this will be, for the most part, for the review, will be every Saturday and roughly an hour after the latest chapter comes out. And then from moving forward from there, throughout the weekend and the week to come, discussion videos will be of the specific things that stood out to me as far as the newest chapters are concerned. But diving right into it, guys, once we found out at last weekend at the end of chapter 2, when Jin talked about Salem being in the lowly tower, pretty much like Rapunzel trapped in this lowly tower. We get crucial information in this chapter about, Salem's dad, who we don't even know who that is. We may never get that information. That Salem's pops, her dad, trapped her in this tower, and we don't know why he did that. We can kind of definitely get a gist of as to why he did that. But for the most part, guys, once we, like I said, once we got that crucial information on, Salem at the end of chapter 2, we started assuming that there was some sort of love relationship between her and Ozma. That's right, guys. Ozpin's real name is Ozma. And in my, if you missed it, you can go back and check it out. My review on my discussion video on Ozpin and his past lives, where I was questioning from the intros images of just the three past lives that Ozpin had. Which one was his original um, which one was the original Ozpin. And so as I sat back and pondered that, we gained this information. Specifically, Ozma here, um, this Ozma, this person in the knight's uniform, warrior, is the original Ozpin. Ozma was a warrior. He was a fighter, and he was a person of justice. And after, like, literally after meeting Salem, after fighting alongside her, that's what caused both of them basically to show signs of affection towards each other in this chapter. Um, and you there's so much to unpack in this chapter, guys, that's why I'm saying the discussion videos that I have coming forward right after this, there's going to be so many throughout this weekend and week. But to come across, this information about Salem, about Ozma, about, how the world was in their time, how magic was freely used, how magic came about, where, when we get this information on the gods of the gods, the god of light, the god of darkness, basically the god of creation slash, and the god of destruction. They created this, they created this world, they created magic. But specifically the god of darkness, specifically in the chapter where he said, attacked by my own gift to you that I created. Like, he's basically saying, like, I created this magic. Not saying that, the god of light didn't do that either, but we can only assume that he specifically, the god of darkness, gave the humans magic. And also the fact that the these brothers that created this world, which I still kind of feel like they were, their brothers, but how did they become, how did they become the gods of the earth? Like, where did they come from? That's what I'm questioning too. Like, how did they come about? Where did they come from? Um, and I wonder, guys, that, and I just, new questions come about as far as chapter 3 is concerned, as far as Salem, as far as Ozma is concerned. um, where, we get this information about Ozma and how he, becomes who he is now. We get information on Salem and, her getting, her immortality by being, tossed into the pool of life. Which essentially, she she, jumps into the pool of Grim, which creates, the form that she's in now. But but guys, in my discussion of her, I'm just putting it out there that Salem's the reason why all of this happened. I mean, she's the reason why the entire planet beside herself was totally the human race was destroyed. The planet stayed the way that it was for the most part, but Salem, because she was trapped in this tower, she lived there for probably many years. She had no human contact, more than, like, for the most part, besides guards and stuff like that. But she did not have um, the the interaction, the interaction to help her to learn how to grieve the loss of life. Because with Ozma dying, not once, but so many more times, roughly 2 or 3 more times in this chapter. But with Ozma dying of natural causes, her going to the gods, trying to have them help her bring Ozma back, which, technically they go back and forth about bringing him back. Like I said, he dies like 2 or 3 more times in this chapter. That, it pushes her mindset over the edge, that causes her to be who she is now, where she longs for power, because she basically was, you know probably like a teenager, early 20s, who did not know how to accept loss. She didn't know how to accept that, natural causes, people die, even in war, people die, accepting that, because, a lot of us would love to bring, our loved ones back if we had the chance to, but that's not how, reality works. But she didn't have that mindset. She had that mindset of saying, like, I deserve to have, the love of my life back, and you're going to do what I want, type of thing. And, that's what caused her to do what she did, to defy the gods even more, and causing, the humans who have magic to try to attack the gods and kill them. But, it just didn't happen that way. And, of course, that's the way that it went down. So, guys, in this chapter, we learn about the gods. We learn about how the relics came about. We learn about Ozma being tasked with trying to trying to basically, help Salem to come to reality, because basically Salem's the only one that can stop herself from basically being immortal. That's basically what I'm getting from what the God of Light told Ozma, is that all, and even the gods told Salem that, this is your fault, and you have to learn to accept how life goes about. There has to be a balance. You have to accept that. But, Salem doesn't want to. She doesn't believe that she deserves that type of lifestyle. She wants what she wants, and that is power. That is, Ozma by her side. That is control over, over that balance, that which the gods had created. So, guys, so many more questions even after the fact that we get these answers. And, I'm just more curious even now after watching chapter 3 5 more times so far. I'm going to be watching more of it, um, even after this review goes up. But with that, guys, that's pretty much it so far. More discussions, more stuff to talk about in discussion videos that we, like I said, we push out this weekend into the week. But let me know your thoughts on this review. What did you all think of Chapter 3? Did you watch it more, more times than I have? Let me know your thoughts on the relationship between Ozma and Salem. What did you think of the gods, their mindsets? Just and also, guys, the fact that that also I didn't want to leave this out, that I believe that the maidens were their children. All four of the girls, their kids. I believe that the maidens are their children. I could be wrong, but did they die in that fight between Salem and Ozma? Are they still alive? Did they, they picked up magic, the traits from, from their parents, but did they also pick up immortality from their, from Salem through their DNA? Did that occur? Did they survive that fight? In their castle that Salem and Ozma were fighting in when they were next to them, when the children were next to them. I'm curious. And also, how many more descendants does Ozma have with the many lives that he lived, the many families that he's had? So many more questions, guys. But let's have a chat in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts, and I will chat with you on the next upload of more RWBY Volume 6 reviews / discussions. Peace, guys.